and they were just measured to the nearest 5 centimeters. So if it measured out to be 11, it got grouped into the 10 centimeter one. If it got measured to be 17, it would be grouped into the 15 centimeter one. And so they've got the lengths there, and you've got 6, 12, 13, and 4 as their frequencies. Here is a table that shows those lengths and the frequency, and then if you were calculating the mean, you'd have to go, well, the length 10 happens 6 times, so that'll be 60. The length 15 happens 12 times, so 12 times 15 is 180, and so on, and you'd have to add those all up and then divide that by 35. That's what we had done in all of our other questions so far. Well, that's what that formula on your formula sheet that looks like this stands for. And it has little I goes from 1 to n, I goes from 1 to n. So what it's saying is that you're going to go through all of your different data in your category. First you have a 10, and the 10 happens 6 times, so you go 10 times 6 to get 60, and that's your first one. So this would calculate 10 times 6, and then because of the sum sign, say go to your second one. Your second one is 15, so then you would have 15 12 times plus the next one is 20. 20 happens 13 times, and then finally 25 happens 4 times. So that's going to add those all up. You're going to get 600. On the bottom, it's just saying add up all your frequencies. Your first frequency is 6, then 12, then 13, then 4. So you have 35 in total. So this whole thing would get divided by 35. And if you took 600 and divided it by 35, you would get approximately, and again, because these are rounded values already, to 3 sig figs 17.1. So again, there is the formula on your formula sheet and what it looks like. And we can use our calculator to check that as well. And once again, this last little note says that whenever we have a group of data, so in this case, they chose 10 as the midpoint, so we just wrote 10, 15, 20, 25. If this data was listed as group data, instead of having 10 here, you would go from 7.5 is less than x is less than or equal to x is less than 12.5, because then our average would have been 10. That's if the person who is collecting this data, when they measured that plant, anything that happened between 7.5 and 12.5 would have come out as 10. And anything between 12.5 and 17.5, that would have come out as 15. So that would be another way that this was written, but this one, the data here was already averaged out to be that midpoint. But sometimes you're going to get data in those groups, and sometimes you're going to get data that's already got that average given like this.